Colorado is special because it's home. It's home to tribal nations. It's home to numerous groups, not just in the past, but in present. And the very fabric that makes up what we know as Colorado started thousands of years ago. And I like to believe that our Ute tribes are just one very important component of that, along with numerous tribal nations, along with our history since 1876.
What makes Colorado so special is people's interest in being outside and the relationship that we all have to being outdoors.
As Coloradans, I think we're hopeful, we're resourceful, and we want to be educated about issues surrounding us, past, present, and future. And I think what we love about Colorado is what's drawn us here. And that's the love of outdoors. That's the love of place. It's love of being in some of the most beautiful areas. And I think that those areas have so much history, and Coloradans are very respectful of that culture and that history.
One of our biggest goals for Written on the Land is that our visitors come away understanding clearly that the Utes are still here.
History Colorado's team worked for 3 to 4 years in tribal consultation, learning and getting these stories and getting them correct, getting them right. That this exhibit is not what we've seen historically by state institutions of saying this is what we want you to know about American Indian history and culture. This is our perception of American Indian history and culture. This is what we know about Utes, this is what you should know about Utes. But actually, it changes it.
We set out this exhibit to not be, we the museum people, to not be experts. We are not experts in Ute history. Ute people are. And so we took an active listening role. We read a bunch of books, we have a great bibliography, but our goal was to hear it from the Utes and to have them shape our history and our narrative for the exhibit more than anything else.
I think the Written on the Land exhibit is going to be different for visitors because it's going to show different stories. It's going to show updated information that I feel that you can only get after having a true relationship with tribal nations.
We're excited that Written on the Land is about to open because for us, Written on the Land was a great opportunity to listen and talk with each other. That's what the consultation model that this exhibit came out of did.
So the Written on the Land exhibit, in my opinion, exemplifies a commitment by the state of Colorado through institutions like History Colorado to work more closely with tribes. This is a long-term relationship. This is a marathon. This is not a sprint. And tribes want to know that you're not just checking a box, that you're not just going to take our stories, you're going to take our songs, and you're just going to put it out there just so you can pull in more visitors, that there's truly, hopefully, at the end of the day, a long-term relationship. That's why I think that Colorado is at the forefront throughout the nation in how we approach relationships with tribes, that we want to get it right because we have screwed up in the past. And I think by seeing that, it gives us a better approach on how we address these communities, how we address these cultures moving into the future.
Written on the Land exhibit demonstrates History Colorado's commitment to working with tribes, to listening and telling stories authentically. Your support will ensure that we're able to keep doing this, to work with other tribes and other groups to keep telling their stories.
Ute history and culture is embedded in our state's history long before we were a state. American Indian history is alive and well, and we need you to come and visit these firsthand. We need you to help support. So please help us raise $10,000 for the Written on the Land Ute History, Ute Voices exhibit coming to Denver, Colorado.
Written on the Land is the product of many people working for a long time. And I want to give a special shout out to my History Colorado colleagues, Liz Cook and Sheila Goff, for all their work. And of course, the 3 tribes and their tribal reps. So Alden, Edward, Cassandra, Garrett, Terry, Nikki, Lynn, Elise, Betsy, CJ, and Ernest. Thank you all so very much for the countless hours of wisdom and guidance and teaching that you gave to us. This exhibit is your story. Thanks.